Right, hello everyone. My name is Kim Gomez. I'm one of the TPDs for the London School of Paediatrics, and I'm going to talk to you about signing off curriculum goals, which is a new thing on Kaizen. So hopefully you have seen that there have been some recent changes on Kaizen, mostly relating to how trainees interact with the curriculum. Trainees now automatically have curriculum goals created for them for each training level. There are 11 goals, one for each of the 11 domains per level of training, as shown on the screen. And each of these is broken down into event targets, which are the key capabilities for each level. This is probably clearer when we look at it. From your Kaizen dashboard, if you click on your trainee, then, as you know, you will be able to view their ePortfolio. Once viewing this, if you select Goals from the overhead menu, then this will display all the goals for your trainee. This will include the PDP goals, which you will have created with them during their induction meeting, but also the curriculum goals for each level of training. Even if they're a level 1 trainee, all the curriculum goals for each of the 3 levels of training will appear, as some trainees may want to evidence a goal in a higher training level. The curriculum goals are labelled learning outcomes, and the trainee that we're currently viewing is a level 1 trainee, and therefore these are entitled level 1 learning outcomes. Unlike the PDP goals, which can be marked as completed by the trainee, the curriculum goals can only be marked as achieved by the educational supervisor. So clicking on each goal will then give a description of the learning outcome for that domain at level 1. And you can also see the key capabilities broken down. The number under each key capability corresponds to how many pieces of evidence, for example, assessments or development logs, they have linked to this key capability. To view the evidence, you can click on Preview, which will then expand that bit of evidence. Once you've reviewed the evidence linked to a goal, if you feel they have now achieved all the key capabilities and therefore the overall learning outcome for this domain, you can then mark this learning outcome or goal as achieved by clicking here. You can then also add a comment to explain your decision. Ideally, these should be reviewed in advance of meeting with your trainee. These goals can then be marked off at any time when you feel that a trainee has achieved the learning outcome for that level, so not necessarily just at your supervisor meetings. This will help them to know where to focus their learning. For example, a level 1 trainee may have done a lot of work on quality improvement and actually have met some of the learning outcomes for level 1 quality improvement domain by the end of ST1. And so this can be marked as achieved. They can then focus their learning on some of the other domains going forward into ST2 and ST3. The curriculum goals need to all be achieved by the end of that training level, allowing the trainee to progress onto the next level of the curriculum. And this is important to be done, that this is done prior to the ARCP panel's meeting. You can mark these goals as achieved or in progress whenever you want to from the Goals tab for your trainee, as we have just seen. The other time to review goals and update their status is during the Educational Supervisor report for ARCP. When the trainee has submitted the form to you, you will of course be able to review all of their progress, including their curriculum goals, within the trainer's report, which will pull through to the supervisor report. If you want to change the goal status from the supervision report, then you can click on Preview next to the goal. This will pull up the goal window where, like previously, you will be able to view the key capabilities and what evidence is tagged to these. You can then also mark the goal as achieved or in progress by clicking on Change next to the goal status. So in summary, these curriculum goals can be marked as achieved whenever you as a supervisor are satisfied that all the key capabilities have been sufficiently evidenced. The aim should be that all the goals are marked as achieved by the end of the training level and before the ARCP for the end of that training level.